everybody, welcome to our Sunday vlog. I have never been on this little road. I pass it all the time on my regular route, and I just had to go up this street because these homes are absolutely gorgeous, really beautiful. It's very inspiring, you know, it's like landscaping wise and just in general. I mean, this whole stretch, really, the road that I usually go on is gorgeous as well. But I just had to take a peek up this road. It's like a long cul-de-sac. I didn't know if that was the case, but so I wanted to let you guys know kind of what may be in store this week coming up. You probably have already noticed that last week, a video that I dedicated just to the weight loss journey that I'm on with the semaglutide, and I'm going to be making those separate. So if you are at all interested in that, then just look for them. It'll be easy to spot. I'll make sure it's clear in the title. And so if you want to kind of see how much weight I'm losing or what kind of side effects I'm having and how it's going, then just keep a lookout for those. Because, you know, a lot of you aren't interested in that. And I definitely don't want to fill my vlogs every week up with that information. So that's that. I was a little bummed because I think I will probably go on a second walk today. I ordered a pet stroller because my little Loki, he's doing really well, by the way, you guys. He's doing so good. You know, he still has his heart stuff and he still kind of coughs and all of that, but it's pretty remarkable how well he is doing. I ordered a pet stroller because he's really not supposed to, unfortunately, really kind of work out his heart and go on long walks and whatnot. So he loves the outdoors, and I'm not sure how he's gonna take to it because I'm sure would much rather be walking. But I bought one that just has like the front wheels, you know, so it handles different types of terrain, and I'm pretty sure they're meant for jogging. I don't jog, but I wanted to invest in a good one. And it also is big enough for two small dogs, because I know that Buddy is going to get jealous and he's going to want to get in the stroller. And then when we get to the park, I'll let them both out and just make sure that I have water and something for them to eat when we get to the park. I won't take them every time, but I'm just really curious to see how they're going to take to it. It's just like, because I have like a car seat for them, and you know, have their harness on and they get buckled in. So it's the same thing with the pet stroller. So I was hoping it would get here before I left on my walk. I waited a little bit just to see, because it is out for delivery, and it is, what is it? It's just about 11:30 right now, so I'm usually home by now, but I was just kind of seeing maybe if it would. So, okay, guys, I will meet up with you at the park. I do plan on taking a little break. It is muggy today. Yeah, no sun, very cloudy, spits rain now and then. It's definitely what we would consider here to be muggy anyway. But I'll see you guys at the park. All right. Made it to the park. There is a story for sure behind the, you know, I would call it a stroller fiasco all the way around. In my prior vlog, I believe, to this one, I explain why it is I ended up having 3 pet strollers on order and why 2 of them were going back. So right there, I think that's my ADD in full force. You know, it's like, I think anyway, I just kept finding better options, and I usually am really good at researching and doing all of that and then choosing, because I know the way I am, and I thought I was. And apparently I wasn't. But there's even more to that when it comes to the returns. I returned the other 2 yesterday, along with 4 other like pieces of clothing I needed to return from Amazon at Kohl's. But the strollers, even the clothing returns, it just was a day. I'll just say that, it was a day. And my son, I was on my walk. Oh no, it was the day before yesterday, because yesterday was Sunday and I didn't actually walk yesterday. I had texted my son and said, hey, I'm on my walk. When I get home and after I take a shower, would you want to go with me to make these returns? Mostly because I'd like you to carry in the strollers for me. They're still in the box and everything, and they're not particularly heavy. They're just bulky and awkward. They're just long and thick. You can't, I'm only 5'2". It just, so, but I got him in the house, but, so anyway, he didn't really answer me because come to find out he was actually playing some games because it's his day off in his room. So I take my time and have a good, I think I was actually probably gone for about an hour, 20 minutes, and jumped in the shower. I thought, I'm not gonna bug him. It's his day off, and so anyway, I get myself ready and do my makeup and all of that, and so I'm getting ready to kind of get the strollers loaded, and he comes out, and I said, are you gonna go work out? And he said, well, I was going to go with you, and I was going to follow you because then I am going to go to the gym. And I said, oh, you don't need to do that. He goes, well, are you sure? And I said, yeah, no, it'll be fine. I don't want you to have to do that. You're good. I'm good. Well, it'll be fine. So he's like, okay. Oh, do I kick myself for that? Oh my God. I guess I am going to tell you the story, aren't I? So I have these 2 strollers. One I have to return to Petco, and one is an Amazon return. I have to return it to a UPS store. Well, luckily they're very close to each other. So I went to the UPS store first, and I thought, okay, I parked right in front of the door because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to carry this thing very far at all. So I got real close to the door and looked at them and grabbed it and managed to get a really good hold on it. I'm like, good girl, Jill. Yeah, you're not going to look like a little weakling. So I closed the back thing with my, I was like, and so I've got it, and I'm walking in between 2 cars, plenty of room, walking between 2 cars. I, like a ping pong ball, I hit my mirror with it, just enough to throw me off into basically kind of my back, throws me into the other car, which, by the way, didn't do any damage. It was just enough again. I, kind of against their mirror thing, boom, it's like my back just, it's like, good Lord. On top of that, I'm gonna make sure on top of that, I have incontinence issues. So that force just like, I had a little bit of incontinence problem there, and I'm like, God dang it. And so that's a whole nother thing. So I'm like, gosh, shoot, am I gonna have to like go home now? Because once that happens, it's like really a struggle after that. And if you have problems with that, I know you understand what I mean. So I'm like, God darn it. So that happened. I get in, I'm like, thank the Lord. I got in there, and I put it down. I'm kind of pushing it with my legs. There's a line, and I realize, oh shoot, I have the wrong stroller. I grabbed the stroller that's supposed to go back to Petco. The people behind me, I'm like, oh my God, I got the wrong one. And they're like, oh no. So I grab it, pick it up the best I can, back out of the door, put it back in the car, grab the other one. Ended up getting through those 2 cars without any incidents this time, and got in there. So I'm like, okay. And they were really nice. They said, you can go in front of us. You were here. You can. I said, oh, thank you. That's really nice. So it was my turn, and the kid that is working, he's like, oh, because it's, a big thing. And so he has me put it up there. I hand him the return slip, and he's looking at it, and I'm like, oh, no, that's for the other one. So I grab that back, and I'm like, oh shoot, this is one of those things that I always have ready. Like when you're doing an Amazon return, you need the little code for them to scan. And when I take stuff back to Kohl's, I always have that ready to go. So I'm flustered now because I didn't even have it ready to go. My phone would not work. So he goes, well, here, log on to this, scan it, and it'll log on to your Wi-Fi here. So I did. Well, it wouldn't log in to my Gmail account. So finally it logged me into my Gmail account, and this whole time I'm feeling like you know how like we older people, there's a stigma where, well, it's accurate a lot of times, but you know, I feel like it's 50 with me when it comes to technology. So I know that they're all young in there, and I know they're like, oh my God, this old lady, she doesn't know what she's doing. She just doesn't know what she's doing. The young kid behind the counters, I'm sure none of them probably are thinking this. Well, no, they probably are. So I couldn't, it had one of my, it had my business email come up, right? Well, I need the code that's in my actual personal email. And it usually, both of the accounts, I can switch between two of them and no problem. Well, it didn't show the other one. So finally, after I'm fiddling with this, I look behind because there's still a line. I said, I don't know what's going on here. And I said, I'm really sorry. I apologize to the person behind me. So I kind of went off to the side and tried to log into my account. My phone was super slow. It still wasn't working right. So finally, I'm just like, I grabbed this. It's so awkward trying to maneuver and push this thing around. I grabbed it and just kind of pushed it to the end of the store, and I stood by the opening of the door thinking maybe I'll get better reception. I still don't know to this day what I did, but I ended up logging into the actual account that I needed. So then I grabbed this stupid thing and got in line again. Got up to the thing, and by that time the store was empty. And I said, well, I finally got it. I don't know why it wouldn't log into my account. Trying to make up for the fact that he's probably thinking I'm just this old person that doesn't know what I'm doing, which is true. And so got that one done. I'm like, thank God. So I had this plan now. So I'm going to Petco. I'm like, I'm not doing this. But I had a plan that I'm going to grab a cart and I'm going to slide this thing on top of the cart or in the cart or something. And I'm not going to try to manhandle this in the store, because chances are Petco, I'm not going to be able to park in front. So that's what I did. I parked actually right next to a cart bin, and I go to take the carts out, and there are, you know how, so it looks like there was like a bigger cart behind these other two. So I take the other two smaller carts out, and I grabbed that third one that was bigger, and I looked at it. It was like, no, this is the same size. They don't have bigger carts. And I'm like, okay, that was a waste of time. So I grabbed the cart and I put the other two back in. Anyway, I managed to get the other stroller kind of laying on it, right? Because these are small strollers. So, I mean, small carts. So it's like, okay, this will work out good. So I get in the store, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not going to fit through the door because I have the stroller kind of across the thing. Barely fit through, because I'm like, at this point, I am completely high anxiety. I mean, this whole day. So anyway, I ended up getting in there and got in line. I thought, oh my God, it's not going to fit. Like, there's a stand thing, and it ended up fitting, and it all worked out. And then when she checked me out, I had to have the card that I used, my debit card or whatever that I purchased it on. So I put it in there, and she didn't tell me, but I ran it as a debit. Well, it didn't go through, and she goes, I think next time we'll have to run it as credit. So she had to call the manager because it was over $100 to return. Anyway, long story short, I don't know why I say that, honestly. I ended up they couldn't we had to redo it again, and she accidentally hit the cash button. So she goes, oh no. I said, that's okay, you can just give me cash. So she had to check to see if they had enough cash. They did. She had to bring the manager back out or something, I don't know. Anyway, I said, you know what, actually it would be nice to have this put back on my card, because now I'm going to have to go to my bank and make a physical deposit. This was Saturday. So banks aren't open, and I thought, nah. And so the manager said, well, actually, I think it's too late because it's already gone through as the return. I said, that's okay, no problem, just give me the cash. So I ended up getting the cash for that. Went to Kohl's to return. By this time, my back is completely screwed up. But I went to Kohl's and grabbed, before I even left the car, I made sure I got my return. They were all in a row, perfectly in a row. It'll be so easy. I even put the 4 things in the same order as it was on my phone, so I can pull up the little code they need. Boom, boom, boom. Look like a pro. So I go in there all confident, stand in the line. Finally, it's my turn. I said, yeah. So I the first one went through. I said, these two go to the same one. Pulled it up. He scans it. No problem. Fine. That one's done. Boom. Got rid of it. Brought up the next one. He goes, actually, I need that again. For some reason, it didn't go through. oh, okay. So I go and I couldn't find it. It's like, dang it. So I went into, like, you know how where it goes into the delete file. Couldn't find it. I'm like, oh my God, I have this all set up once again. I look like that old person that doesn't know their technology. And I said, I had it all ready to go, all in order. And so I couldn't find it. And there's a little gal behind me in line. And I turned to her and said, I'm so sorry because this took me a bit. Couldn't find it. I said, oh wait, I have this one. Let's just get that one. So I got that one. He scanned that one, and I'm just really having an anxiety attack now. So he goes, you know what works a little faster? I'm thinking, is if you actually, do you have the Amazon app on your phone? He's being very, very nice, just how they talk to older people. And I said, yes, I do. And he goes, well, sometimes it's easier if you just bring up and then scroll once you get onto your account and find what you're returning, and it'll bring it up. And I'm thinking, yeah, I know. I just had it all situated in my email. So I did. And I've never done it like that. And I said, well, you're going to have to show me where to get the actual code. So he goes, well, you go to this one. So we did that, and it worked. I swear. Oh, I had a day. Yeah, so that was the long drawn out process of my returns. But I was glad I had it done, especially the strollers. Oh God. What can go wrong will go wrong when you have times like that. But I was proud of myself. I made it through. I didn't have a breakdown. Inside I did. Inside I was melting. But outside, well, I was definitely flustered at the not the post office, but the UPS store. I was definitely flustered. Sweet. Oh, God. Anyway, so today, as I mentioned, I'm expecting the actual stroller, the actual one to arrive today. I'm getting really excited about that. So, if you haven't if you like watching my makeup tutorials, I finally, and it's been months since I've done an actual makeup tutorial, so I finally did one of those, had a lot of fun. And if it's something you like and you missed it, I'll put it up here somewhere. You can either click on that now if you're bored of this and head over there. But several of you have asked if I could do more looks out of that Tarte palette, the Big Ego palette. And so I'm gonna try to do one of those this week. So we'll have another look. The other thing is that you guys were hoping I could at some point do an entire brow, don't cut out the brows this time, because I sort of alternate with that, because generally there's not enough time for me to take you through every single thing. So I focused more on contouring in this last one. So the next one I do with the other look from the Tarte palette, I will go through the brows and I'll skip the contouring so we can make sure the video isn't an hour and a half long. So that'll happen. All right, guys, I think that's all I had to tell you. And at the end of that story, I'm pretty sure it's probably at the end of this entire vlog. Hopefully not. Okay, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna probably start walking back here in a little bit.